So the higher self has said we're actually on a different earth than we started. So you're constantly changing your your reality constantly.
Mm,
So it, according to the higher self, it will be like that. The more you're on a certain timeline, there will come a definite split in these timelines after this nexus point. So they say that the nexus point could be something like even the comet is like a potential nexus point. If the tail of the comet interacts with the sun, if it goes in front of the sun and weakens the sun so that the sun all of a sudden sends off this massive like uh, solar reaction, what will
mm,
happen is it might in turn weaken our toroidal field and bring down the veil for a little while. And then everyone will see that we are multidimensional and they'll see more of reality. It will be a lot harder for people that are not like into any of this stuff or had never
mm.
really worked on themselves.
Yeah.
And then after that nexus point, the distinct timelines will emerge. This is what I've heard is the most likely prediction, not the comet per se, but that a nexus point will happen. But I mean, you can't do this wrong. So when I asked the higher self, why do people want to be in this negative polarity? They explained it like this. Like they said, so when you pass, like when I take my clients and they go to the in between after they die, they can tell that they are God. You know that again. So after you've had your life, you're like, oh yeah, God, man, I wish I knew that before. So then you go to have this experience so that you can learn that you're God or have this separate experience. Because when you're in the physical body, you pretend to have all these limitations that aren't even real.
Hmm.
Like, but there's a reason for that because you're God already. You're always God. So you want to have this experience of separation and pretend like you're individual when that's not true. So the people that really want to pretend or really want to experience the separation, they've chosen that they want that separation because they know deep down on some level that they're God. So they want to have the separation. They don't want the awakening because when
Hmm.
they pass, they're going to know they're God again and they want to have this full experience of being in a human body and being having all these limitations. So you
Right.
can't do this wrong. And a lot of times the negativity serves such a huge purpose because it's if you think about the people that bother you the most in your life or the things you see, they're triggers. They're like placed strategically as triggers to help the growth and evolution of the human consciousness.
Mm.
So on this Earth planet, there's a realm of duality, and that's one of the laws you have to abide by when you come in onto this Earth realm, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and
Very well said.
it's important to remember, like you just said, like we in essence a long time ago, if we want to look at time linearly,
Time isn't
right. But
doesn't
if we
exist
want
linearly. Yeah, it's
right,
not.
but if we want to look at it like that, we created this reality to experience limitation, like you said. And that's
Mhm.
something that we have to remind ourselves. And solidified within those belief systems are, distance and separation and things that are so solidified. That's why space travel seems impossible because we've solidified that belief of that distance when it's really right next to us in another frequency.
Yeah, it really is. But we've wanted to have this experience, and also this is an experiment. So there's like councils that watch every move that you're making, and they
Right.
have like conferences that go over our progress. I mean, it's all like watching Earth right now. Everybody wants to know how humanity or how human can go from being in such a low negative vibration to being to moving up in their frequency and their consciousness and belief system to regaining who they really are. So this is like a huge game, but also everyone's wanting to watch, kind of like a football game.